So this one right here is the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G smartphone. Now this one comes with a triple cam setup. There's a macro and an ultra wide and a 50 megapixel main camera. We also have a 90Hz display and a very shiny backside. So today we will take a close look at all the specs and the features, but let's start with the unboxing. So the unboxing is pretty straightforward. So first up, we got that pretty smartphone, and I took the blue version, as you can see. Now if we dig deeper into the box, we see that we get a SIM card remover, and in that little extra package we get an USB Type-C cable and some of the other paper stuff, and that's about it. Alright, let's get over to the specs and the design. So if we take a close look at the backside, we see that we get a very polished, very shiny plastic bag. Right here we also have the triple cam setup, and these cameras really don't stick out that much. So if you put the phone flat on its back, it doesn't really wiggle around. So this phone is available in a couple of colors. So there is this blue version, then there is a black one and a yellow one. As for the frame, we also have a plastic material, and if you take a close look on the right side, you see that the buttons stick out a bit and the frame has those dents. What we also have to know is that this phone weighs in at about 200 grams, which is a little bit more than usual, and that this one has a glass front. Now if we dig deeper into the display specs, we get a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate, which you cannot adjust in the settings. So it's always on 90Hz, which isn't really a bad thing. Honestly, if you are just watching some normal videos on this phone, you won't be disappointed with the 2340 by 1080p resolution. You get some crisp images, deep blacks thanks to the AMOLED display, and good contrast. The only thing that is getting in the way are the black bezels all around the phone. They are pretty chunky on the sides and on the top, but even thicker on the bottom. But you have to note that this is a pretty much standard thing with cheaper smartphones. I mean, you can already get this phone for about 199 euros over here in Germany. If you tilt your phone to the side, the screen won't change a bit, and if it comes to the audio, I think it could get a little bit better. I mean, the mono speaker puts out a decent sound, but there is definitely some upside to it. This phone comes also with an equalizer with a few presets, and you get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which we rarely see these days. I mean, I personally never use it, but I think a lot of people like that little extra feature. Next up, the features and the OneUI. Now the first thing that you just have to know is that the Galaxy A15 is running on OneUI 6.0 based on Android 14, and it does not come with all of those extra AI features. Alright, so first up, the fingerprint sensor. It is not underneath the display. You will find this one on the little side button on the right side of your smartphone. And in all of my tries, this one works just fine. So let's give it a quick try. So there we have it. Now this one also has a face detection in case you have some sweaty or wet fingers, and the face detection just works as good. Now you can get this phone in a couple of different sizes. There is the standard 128 gig version, but you can also get it with 250 gigs. Plus you can even extend the storage via an extra SD card, but you have to keep in mind that it will take away the second spot for the SIM card. Also, this phone does not support eSIM. On the A15, you will of course find all the usual Samsung apps like Samsung Internet, their own Samsung Store, and we finally have the Google Voice Assistant instead of Bixby, which we had on the older versions. Now what you're not going to find on this smartphone isn't always in display mode, but therefore you get the standard shenanigans like you get in one-handed mode and different motion and gesture features. So you can double tap the screen to turn it off and on, palm swipe to take quick screenshots, or the lift to wake feature, but like I said, no AI features on this phone. When it comes to the battery life, the Galaxy A15 is doing a very good job. You get a big 5000 mAh battery, which we don't even get on the S24 or the S24 Plus, and paired with the energy efficient chipset, you can expect to get around 8 hours of on-screen time, if not more, and that is with a lot of gaming, using the camera and taking videos. So if this phone just sits in your pocket, you can probably get through the whole weekend on a single charge. And if you do run out of battery life, the 25 watts of charging does not have your back. It can really take a while until you're back to full life. So better just do it overnight. And of course you don't get wireless or reverse wireless charging on here. As for the performance, we get the MediaTek Helio G99 chipset, and this one is once again good enough for some basic actions on your smartphone like swiping around, opening up apps or whatever, but really don't expect too much of it. It can get a little bit slow sometimes. As for the gaming, the 4 gigs of RAM doesn't really help. You can play your games on low to medium resolutions, but everything above is really not worth trying and doesn't make too much fun, as it does not run so smooth anymore. Now what you do get is a game booster. Now with this one you can put your phone in a battery saving, standard or a performance mode, which will give you the best gaming experience. What you also can do is open up apps in the floating window to watch videos while you are gaming. You can take screenshots or screen record or lock the display. As for last, to wrap things up, the camera. As I already said, you get a triple cam setup on the backside with the 50 megapixel main camera without optical image stabilization. There's a 5 megapixel ultra wide shooter and a 2 megapixel macro camera. So since you don't have OIS, I wouldn't take too many videos with this phone, especially if you're moving a lot. Plus you can only shoot videos with 1080p resolution and 30 FPS, and that goes for the main and for the selfie camera. Also the selfie camera takes pictures with 13 megapixel. The camera app is also pretty standard, so there is a fun and a portrait mode with a slider with which you can adjust the background blurriness. There's a macro and a pro mode, a night mode and a few more, but really nothing too fancy. As for the pictures itself, you can't expect too much out of the 50 megapixel camera. I mean, the pictures are more than good enough for your everyday usage, but nothing more. In a dark or more ambient light, the pictures can get a little bit grainy and the night mode is only a small help. You also get a 5 megapixel ultra wide shooter, which isn't the best as well, and you can basically forget about the macro camera. So overall, not really the best smartphone when it comes to taking stunning, vivid or contrasty pictures. And guys, there we have it. That's the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G smartphone. Now if you liked that video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.